Hello my friends, Katie here with Eastwick's Paper and Ink, and today I'm here to celebrate my friend Marla Harris over at Mad About Cards and Crafts. She is celebrating her 500 subscribers milestone here on YouTube, and she held two giveaways. The first giveaway is completed, and that was for her channel and her subscribers. And then she's holding one for paper crafter content creators. We simply have to create a video and select a project that has inspired us, that she has created. So I'm going to show that in just a minute, but let me quickly go through some products I'm going to use today. I'm going to use the Pearl Colors from Cardstock. They're like a metallic iridescent, watercolor. And I'm going to be using some Gina K Design Soft Stone ink. I'm also going to be using some VersaFine Clara Nocturne, some Distress ink in Spun Sugar, and the Celebrate die from Neat-and-Tangled, a stencil from Simon Says Stamp, the Solar Burst, and then I'm going to be using the wood planks from W+9. Love, love, love this stamp set. And I'm going to be using a couple sentiments from this particular stamp set that is Thoughtful Messages, and then one of the stamps sentiments from Jumbo Stripes, and those are both from Simon Says Stamp. And then I'm going to be using one of the Concorded 9th Select-A-Size dies, and the card base is going to be from Gina K's Soft Stone, and then I'm going to be using some Moonstone Glimmer Paste. Because I'm going to be watercoloring, I'm going to be using Zen watercolor brush and a sheet of B cold press watercolor paper, 100% cotton paper. Any watercolor paper will do. And for my inside panel, that's just a piece of white layering paper. Now this is the card that has inspired me, and I just loved how soft and spring-like the card was. Now I didn't have the particular acrylic paints that she was using, so that's why I'm going to use my Pearl Colors from Cardstock, and they blend really, really nicely. And I've sped this up quite a bit. I started with a dry paper. I did put water in each of my colors, which is pink, yellow, green, and blue. But I did not, I'd show you the color of that water because I just think it's so pretty. I did not, sorry, you might have heard my pen clicking over here. I did not get the paper wet with water. I simply just got my brush wet, went in and got the paint from the palette there. And I'm just going to go through and add some layers. Watercolors do fade back. This seems a little bit more vibrant, but in real life they really did soften up quite a bit. In her demo, or in her card that she made, she had used the Dreamweaver pearlescent embossing paste. I didn't have that, so that's why I went ahead and used the Moonstone Glimmer. And I also didn't have the Blossoms stencil that she was using from Tim Holtz. But one of the things that inspires me also, wasn't just this card, but it's, she's this year she's using the things that she has. So I thought, I was inspired by the colors and how soft they were. And so I thought, I would love to try that because I really, really like the way that turned out, but I can replicate it in some way by using supplies that I already have. So I've gone through and I've set my panel aside to dry, so I'm going to go through and do all my other steps. So I'm going to stamp my U. I took the word U from the Everyday Messages. I want to say that that's what that is, but I don't think that's what it is. That Simon Says stamp set. And I'm using some Gina K embossing ink with some Wow opaque embossing powder, white opaque embossing powder. Thoughtful Messages, that's the one from Simon Says Stamp. That's where that U came from. So then I'm just going to go through and emboss that sentiment, and I'm just getting my embossing powder. I'll put that on there and then I'll heat set that till it's smooth and melted. And I will trim that off and just make it into like a little angled piece of banner. It's not going to be the full length of the card or anything like that. And then I quickly heat set that. I heat up my heat tool off to the side just so it would be really quick. The black cardstock or paper that I'm using is Fabriano Black. I really, really like that. It's super dark, super black, very striking, but it's a good solid weight, so you can use it, you know, for a lot of things. It's a good mixed media paper. So I'm just using a piece of Post-it tape because I'm going to take that wood plank stamp set from W+9 and I'm going to use that as my background on the card base. Now, she had used an embossing folder from Anna Griffith, I think the garden one. I thought about using an embossing folder because I could have done like the botanical one from Tim Holtz, but I thought this would look a lot prettier on the gray, since I was using some gray cardstock as a card base. And so I just took tone on tone. So I took the soft stone ink from Gina K and went ahead and stamped that 3 times to create a full card panel. I really liked, I looked high and low for a wood grain stamp set that I like, and I absolutely love this one from W+9. I can't recommend it enough. And there's 2 different things in there, plus like a straight line to create planks. So it's really, really nice. And I actually didn't need to, using that stamp press, I didn't need to actually tape that off, but you know, can never be too safe. So my card base is done, and I'm just gonna enforce that crease, and I'm going to take the tape off of my watercolor paper. Now this is just purple tape from Amazon. This is not thermal web or anything like that. I'm not particular about tape. Just this is nice because I haven't had it tear my watercolor paper. When I use like the blue painter's tape, it doesn't matter if it's only been on there 10 minutes, it rips my paper. So but I love metallics. I love glitter and sparkle. I love it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I was deciding, I had done a side panel. I was going to do it in this position, side folding, but I really wasn't sure. So I had done that, and I didn't show the inside for that other way because I did change the direction. But I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and add my Moonstone Glimmer Paste. And, you know, this is like gold apparently because you can't find it anywhere. So when you can find it, I would snatch it up because everywhere I try to link it up for people to get, it's always sold out. So I might have a dupe for it. I got to test it out. If I do, I'll let you know. But I love that glimmer paste. It just, with the sparkle, it blends in and, you know, highlights your colors that you're using on your paper. I love it. So that little blue piece is just a piece of repositionable adhesive just so I could keep that taped down while I was doing my stenciling. One of the things I do use when I stencil is repositionable adhesive. And I did try the Pixie spray. I didn't love it. I went right back to my Scotch. I didn't find that it adhered very well to my paper. So I didn't love it. Maybe I'd had a bad can or something. I don't know, but not my favorite at this point. So I went ahead and I'm still side folding. That's my frame of mind right now. And as I looked at it and played with it, I decided to, and with my sentiment that I'm putting on the outside, I decided to go with it side folding, or landscape folding, I guess is the way, which is how Marla did hers. I thought the way with my sentiments and everything that were going to be on the front, it just looked a lot nicer. So I went ahead and I added my stencil and the sponge sugar just to give a soft color for that stencil on the inside of my card panel. And I'm just using a permanent marker to just add a little comma there so it didn't look weird. And I stamped the sentiments in Nocturne VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And I just love the card. I love Marla. She's so supportive and helpful, and I've met her and a bunch of other people through Team Tiny, and they just couldn't be a better group of people to work with and craft with, if you will. I mean, we don't work together, but to craft with and do these videos and bring crafty content to you guys. So if you're not familiar with Marla, I'll link her videos or link her channel up down below. I highly recommend you check her out if you're not familiar with her. She's got some great stuff on her channel. She's super, super kind, and I am very, very glad and blessed that I have been introduced to her and the other great crafters that participate in Team Tiny. So thank you, Marla. You deserve this, and you're going to be at 5,000 before you know it. So I went ahead and I used some liquid adhesive because of the glimmer paste. I wanted to make sure that that would really seep into the nooks and crannies to adhere that Celebrate die. I did cut that off camera, and I showed you that I used this pearlized cardstock. I just picked that up at Hobby Lobby, and it's the Paper Studio brand, so you can pick that up for 50% off a lot of times when they have those sales on that particular brand of product. And then I went ahead and just glued down, because there was 4 layers of that Celebrate that I had put together. I had kept the U flat and just kind of tucked it underneath and adhered that to the cardstock, you know, the outside panel there. And that's going to finish up the card for today. I'm just putting in the inside panel. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And again, if you're not familiar with Marla's channel, I'll link her up down below. Please go check her out and show her some love. And I want to thank you to all my new subscribers. And I really, really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to leave a comment below, like, share, and subscribe. And thanks again so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll catch you in the next video.